baby boomers make me fucking sick, man.
Do they?
To think that the generation that achieved the highest level of material prosperity, the highest level of everything, materially, not spiritually necessarily, but the highest level in all of human history.
Yes.
And also the first generation to leave the incoming generation with less than what they had. And it just makes me sick. They're so universally, they're so selfish. Like all they care about is like vacations and like dying comfortably and their retirement. And you see it in statistics too, like healthcare, like something like half of all healthcare costs are like the last 6 months of your life, because these people they want to prolong their lives, but their children don't love them. They don't have like in the past, when an elder would have died, you die surrounded by your family, you die with your community, but now it's they send them off to nursing homes because they raised this generation that doesn't love them, doesn't owe them anything, and they in order to get like another fucking 3 weeks of life, of pathetic, drawn out on life support life, they go through all their savings that they should be passing on to their offspring,
Yeah, I remember I needed a root canal. I had a tooth that went bad. And like I still have a missing tooth there. And I didn't have any money. This was when I was still in graduate school. And my dad has a Triumph motorcycle, like a Russian motorcycle. And
is it an Ural?
Yeah, Ural motorcycle. And he was buying parts for his motorcycle. Every time I talked to him on the phone, I'd get a motorcycle update, and I would be like, Dad, I'm really in a lot of pain. Like, I really need this root canal. And he would just like rag on me constantly. Like, you think you're worth $1,000?
Oh my God!
You think you're worth $1,000? And it's like
that's horrific, man.
It's the baby boomer thing, though, because it's like, and when you say that like their kids don't love them, that's definitely true. I know, like pretty much everybody I know in my life. I do have to say I know a couple of baby boomers who are good people, but they're almost universally old counterculture people that unplugged from society in the 60s and took it seriously and haven't plugged back in.
Mm-hmm.
Like those people are okay. They had the right idea of any generation. Those people are okay. But everybody that I know, everybody I grew up around, it's like even if your parents were there, even if your parents didn't, like if there wasn't an absentee situation or some kind of fucked up divorce, like absent fathers, absent mothers, just like people that were checked out, that all they were working on was their career, or all they were doing was sitting around and watching television.
1 second.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder what that is. I mean, it probably has something to do with how easy they had it, Like you could, with any reasonable amount of elbow grease, that generation, they were owning homes in their 20s,
Well, it's because their parents were the last people standing after the biggest global cataclysm in the history of the world. Like, we knocked over Europe. We fucking firebombed Japan. South America was a cesspool anyway. Africa was a cesspool anyway. Not in a racist way.
I'll say it in a racist way.
Well, that's your brand.
It's a cesspool because of the Congo man.
The Congo man?
That's what Brazilians call people with black skin, is Congo man.
Congo man?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't come up with that.
That's a good, I'm learning stuff,
Yeah. Well, I don't want to drag my own parents. The thing is, I love my parents, but I wouldn't pay $10,000 plus. I wouldn't pay even that small amount of money to make their last days, ensure that they get to watch TV and be on painkillers. You know what I mean? Like the putting them in the nursing home thing.
When I was really hard up, I used to fantasize about stealing a car and getting a shotgun and driving to my hometown and murdering my parents and then dying from suicide by cop. We call that the millennial dream.
Yeah, that's definitely. I had a less intense. I can't give away too much here.
Yeah, don't.
I understand where you're coming from.
Well, it's like they had so much opportunity, more opportunity than anybody's ever had, because they had tons of money, unparalleled access to the levers of power in society from a very young age because they had buying power. And in a consumer society, that's the ultimate power. Like, and you know, like when I was a kid, I was bombarded constantly with images of their childhood. Like the fucking Wonder Years and all the late night TV, they're telling, you know, the Bob Dylan, the music of Woodstock. Oh, it's just beautiful. I'm not saying that every baby boomer went to Woodstock and all that shit, but it's like they fetishize the 60s and the 70s as this time of like such great American purpose. You know, like this is when we really had a shot. You know, we really could have done something, and it's like, yeah, like that's what they created instead of actually like taking up the mantle from the previous generation that landed on the fucking moon, by the way, like won the Second World War, however you want to define victory, but was left standing at the end of the Second World War, and then created the most amazing scientific infrastructure in the history of the planet. Like all the, you know, the internet, the engineering principles of the internet.
Scooch down a little bit this way.
Sorry, I'm not looking at the
probably
camera.
Lean forward a little bit more. Turn your body 10 degrees this way.
Okay, there we go.
And have a glimmer in your eye and a smirk on your face.
A glimmer and a smirk.
Yeah. Like look at my face. Like that.
I do not like that. I don't like that. That's not my brand. I got to get my cigar though. I am going to use the step.
See, I told you. Save those knees. Ford was thinking about you, my man.
Oh yeah.
Ford thinks about us all.
At least somebody gives a shit.
Ford gives a shit. That's their motto. We here at Ford Performance actually give a shit. That's why the F-150 comes with a pussy step.
Ford gives a shit.
I do love this fucking truck, man. I should do a review.
Of the Ford Raptor?
Yeah, it's just the F-150. It's not even the Raptor's more powerful, but the F-150 is just so good, man. Everything, all new American cars, I don't know if you knew this, are really good. Pretty much. Not like the shitty ones, like not like the Dodge Caliber. There are a lot of shitty ones. You wouldn't really want to buy a Dodge Caliber. But I sat inside a Hellcat. The interior of you know what a Hellcat is? It's a Dodge Challenger. It's the murder car. It's like the super version. Here, let me get that. Fucking bitch! Take it in the car. I'm gonna have to do it in the.
I got the green light or something.
This is pathetic. I'm gonna start calling us the lighter boys.
The lighter boys? We're sitting here, we're talking about, like, yeah, the fucking baby boomers, they fucked it all up. We can't even light a cigar. That's what they say about us, by the way. They're like, oh, our kids are fucking retards.
Kids can't even light a cigar. But that's my pro tip. Check out new American cars. I did know it. I did know that. But I didn't know how good they were.
Alright. Like here.
I sold Toyotas for a year. And Toyotas are they're so bad. They haven't changed since when I sold them. They're still the same plastic, shitty, phone it in car. Late 80s, early 90s Toyotas. Well, not Toyotas, but the Supra. It's my favorite car, so I don't like to trash the brand too much.
The Toyota
The trucks
Supra.
were always good too. Anyway, enough about Ford.
But yeah, instead of actually achieving anything with everything they were given, the baby boomers just got lost in the fucking morass of like, I'm so great.
Yeah.
And you know, but this is the thing, and to defend them a little bit, they are also the first generation in the history of the world that had a electric friend that lived in their house that told them they were fucking the best person in the world 24/7 for their entire life. And now they're all gonna die watching it. Like, and they're not gonna understand what we're talking about at all, because we don't. You know, we don't watch that fucking bullshit box.
That really is true. They've been subject to basically mind control their whole fucking lives.
It's not like, I mean, mind control is a complicated concept because it sources back to basically anti-communist propaganda. Like, there really are no techniques of like forced mind control that like really go beyond just like convincing somebody or like coercing somebody physically. But like, it's even more insidious than that. It's like, it's love.
Mind numbing.
Yeah. Well, it's just that they've been told like it feels really good to watch TV and to just feel like, because if you're a baby boomer kid, when you were a kid, all the advertising dollars were spent to try and get you to buy the sugar cereal, to try to get you to buy the Johnny 7 one-man army gun. When you were a teenager, all the advertising dollars were trying to get you to listen to the Beatles. They were trying to get you on the Rolling Stones bandwagon. They were trying to get you to drink Martinson's coffee. They were trying to get you to buy a Volkswagen. And then when you got to be, you know, when you got, like, you owned a house and everything, like, all the advertising dollars were talking to you again. Because you're a huge generation and you had spending power. So you've been told your entire life that you're the most important person in the world. Nobody else is worth shit. But not because these companies actually give a crap about you. It's because they want your money. They want you to buy corn pops and a fucking Ford F-150 or whatever. I mean, I'm just pulling a brand. I'm not
Corn
trying to
pops sounds
talk
good
shit.
though.
I love corn
Could
pops.
go for that right about now.
Yeah, me too.
Big ass bowl of it.
But they don't give a fuck if we buy corn pops. We're less of a market.
Yeah, they don't really market to people who are on the fringes of existence.
Well,
with no money.